Hello and welcome to another episode of the Face Podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey, and with me, as always, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free. This is episode 187, the Merc episode. How's it going?
The Merc episode?
Good. The what?
Yeah, 187's police code for murder, dude.
Oh.
Really? Oh, it'll be real Zazzle then.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like the opposite of Zazzle.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Gracie says this is 188. Did we already?
Yeah,
do
this
it?
is 188. Sorry,
No!
that was a typo on my part.
Eric!
Dude, I was feeling so good about that intro. God damn.
You have to type 3 things into the Discord.
Today hasn't been my day, Gavin. Please.
Listen, Gav. I'm gonna
saw the
go
picture.
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, Gav, before we go any further with the episode, don't poke the Eric Bear today.
Yeah, today's just been. It's just.
Let's
been
give him-
I've just had such a tough day.
All right, can
Let's
I
give
poke
him
everyone else then?
an easy ride. Yeah, you can poke
Please.
everybody
You
else.
can
but
always poke everybody else.
let's let Eric off easy.
All right, I have a clip.
Oh, you have a clip? Immediately
Yeah.
we're going into clips.
What the fuck
Okay,
is
we'll
this?
play a clip.
Okay.
Face Podcast. This is episode 185. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton and Gavin Free. Hello, boys.
Hello. Wait, which was the one that we're meant to have? Is it 187 that was meant to be the best episode of all time?
We did this
No,
last
that's the
week.
Merc episode.
What are we talking about?
It's like 196.
196? Wait, what?
Are we in a time loop? Isn't this how literally last week's episode started? Am I insane?
No, you're
it?
absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Went back to the previous episode. Absolutely no mention of it. I don't know what every single person was talking about.
You know what it might have been? Might have
Yeah.
come up in some sort of other recording, like a Let's Play or something. But I will say, remarkably consistent with shit I say. I thought I just came up with that Merc thing on the spot right now. In the moment, it just came out of my mouth. Apparently, I said it fucking weeks ago. I had no idea.
I'm just glad it's not the murder episode because it is the most murdered member of the show. I just don't feel that would be a good one for me.
You think you're more murdered than everyone else?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. It's not even close.
Let me... No, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to ask the question.
What was the
Too
question?
dark. No, it was
Ask
too dark. It was
Ask
too
it.
dark.
Ask it.
No, you got
Andrew? All right.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
were going to murder one of us, how would you prefer to do it?
Oh, like what style of murder?
Like, pick one of us to murder and then figure out how you do it.
Oh. Okay.
I edited this out of my own mouth as I was saying it, but you guys put it back in.
I would try to murder Gavin the slowest way possible because I feel like that's his brand, and it wouldn't be like a sadistic thing. It's just you're a slow-mo guy.
What?
You love slow. You're a slow-mo guy.
That's not
Wouldn't
how I
you-
want to go.
Wouldn't you want
What?
to murder him at normal speed but be filming it with a Phantom camera? Wouldn't that be the way
I
to
don't
do
have
it?
the money for a phantom camera. I don't even know how to work a normal camera.
When you think about it, I only deal with fast things.
Yeah, but your whole thing is slow, so...
It's slow afterwards. In the moment, it's very fast.
Well, I don't know. I'd figure out a slow way to do it. Jeff... How would
Hate
I
it.
kill Jeff? I don't know how I'd kill Jeff. I have to think about this. I immediately think poisoning diet sodas.
Wait, hang on. I don't understand. I thought you were just picking one of us to kill and how you
No,
do
you
it.
can kill me.
Are you gonna Batman kill all of us? Like
Here's
I
how...
thought I was killing everybody.
Can I give you some tips on how to kill me?
Absolutely.
I think the best way to kill me is to let me kill myself. I think what you need to do is manipulate the situation so that I feel so hopeless and lost that I take my own life. And here's how I would do it if I were you. Work out a deal with my dentist so that next time I go in for a routine cleaning, pay the dentist to tell me I have 7 root canals.
I think, you know, like in mob movies when they turn the car on and the car explodes.
Yeah,
It's like, oh
yeah.
my God. I think I would do that to your electric bike because it's just funny.
Oh, that's
Like,
a
you
good way
turn
to
it
do
on
it too.
and
And-
yeah.
Dude, those things explode. The batteries on those things explode all the time. Like, remember the time the battery shot off the bike while I was riding it?
I forgot about that.
I didn't
The
do
best
it
part
just
is if
now.
I kill you on the electric bike, you'd blame it on your no longer gentle ghost. I would have
Yeah.
a cover.
Well, everybody
I-
would be like, they would be like, "How did Geoff die?" Like he fucking burned to death after he exploded on his electric bike, and everybody would go, "Yeah, I warned him." You would absolutely get away with that.
So we're a week into butthole.
Yeah, you are.
How's your
How's
butthole?
it going? How do you feel?
It's been an absolute journey.
Really?
Yeah, it's been an absolute game changer. I'm I would say I'm still getting used to my new arsehole.
Yeah. Have you shit yourself yet?
No.
Well, at least one of us.
But wiping has been absolutely tremendous.
Did you
The downside
yourself,
is-
Jeff?
Yeah. He's telling his story right now.
Ugh.
I thought you were going to continue and then you didn't really say much more.
I was just
What
asking
happened?
if you'd shit yourself yet. I just
What
shit
happened to you?
myself the other day.
But how?
I thought, like you're saying, why don't you finish your journey first and then I can talk about mine? I'm not trying to butt in here.
Well, maybe it leads into it because, I mean, wiping is taking like a third of the time. It's so clean.
Really?
It's so fast.
It's almost fun to wipe now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. However, there's significant trappage and there's like a new seal when it comes to farts. Farts
Okay.
that I feel like this entire time the hair has been very slightly holding me open, allowing me to just eke out gently a load of farts. But now they just get trapped and they provide sort of a back pressure. Like I never know. It just feels completely different. And if I try to eke out a little fart, I feel resistance and I immediately feel like I'm going to shit myself. So I've been learning how hard to push when it comes to regulation farts.
Is it louder in any way?
Way louder.
Oh, yeah. Weirder, too.
That makes sense. Your farts were being like smothered to death with a pillow, it sounds like previously. So now that it's clear, it makes
Yeah, well,
sense.
there was just no seal before.
That's interesting.
There's a slap to the fart now that I've never heard from me before. It's Gavin's 100% right. And what he was describing about the difficulty with farting is how I shit myself. Like you develop, because sometimes there's a little, you got one in the chamber, but you also need to fart. And there's a gentle push and pull a man can, or a person can do with their butt to release a fart. And I think the hair, I didn't realize this either, Gavin. I think the hair plays such a part in that because everything feels foreign and different now. And I pushed a little too hard. I was a little too confident on the sofa the other night, pushed a little too hard and just shit my pants. Just the tiniest bit. Had to run up and clean myself. Didn't get out of me. I didn't make a mess externally.
But I bet it was an easy clean.
It was a lovely clean, but the same kind of thing where now, like when I fart, I have to think about it. I have to put a little bit of thought into a fart, and there have been instances where I've chosen not to fart because I just wasn't sure.
I've also, I've been experiencing a new friction. There's a new grip to just walking around that I'm not used to, and Meg has been giving me grief because she'll often spot me just holding one of my cheeks open as I walk around. If I'm not enjoying the friction.
She told us at dinner sometimes you'll just walk past her in a room holding your asshole open.
I can't. You have so much anal hair that you have like an anal separator. You have a divider, a natural divider between cheeks. It's insane.
Yeah, now everything is just touching and sealed shut. And when I walk, it's just sliding. But that you can get. Sometimes it's fine, but depending on how hot the room is, it can be a little bit grippy. Like it's like it's like gripping and letting go, gripping, and every time you take a step.
When it was talked about with the waxing and how much hair you had between your cheeks, I'm imagining a large tuft. How long do you think, if at maximum growth, it would take you to make a toupee out of your butt hair?
Oh, like waxing it, growing it, and waxing it.
Yeah, wax grow.
Well, I don't actually know how long it's going to take to grow back at this point.
That's true, but I wonder how many waxings at full growth would you need for a toupee?
Maybe 10.
I don't think so. I think he'd need 5 based on what I saw.
To be fair,
That feels like a realistic number.
Yeah, I think I don't. What do you guys think? Because they look like about a 5er to me. Don't all jump in at once, Eric.
Yeah, that'd be Eric or Nick or Gracie.
Everyone's saying they
They
didn't
didn't
look,
look.
which I
Everybody
believe is bullshit.
Everybody
We all
looked at this
Look, I
strip.
just don't want. I don't want this. The whole waxing thing. I'm trying to put, for lack of a better term, behind me, where I just don't. It's not what I want to think about anymore. And thinking about you having all this ass hair that has to go on someone's head, I do think it would be less than 10, but probably just a little bit more than 5. I bet you'd be just shy of 7.
Oh, Gracie's now saying she looked.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing about it is that it was so long and so much that it was like, I don't know another way to describe it. It was like arm hair.
Oh my
Like,
god!
It was just, it was
Like Robin Williams' arm.
yes, yeah. I mean, it looked like it, Gavin. It looked like it just looked like something like a cat would shed, and you'd just be like, oh man, fuck. And it was, you can definitely make a toupee out of it. I just don't think it would be very good.
The first thing I thought of when I saw it was that she was holding a merkin. It took me just a second to realize what I was looking at.
Gracie says, please preface, I looked to the strip, not your junk. Yeah, I don't think there was line of sight on the junk.
No one could
I'm
see.
mistaken.
Elise did a great job. No one could see anyone's junk at all. No one wanted to see anyone's junk at all. We all had a great viewing of a big black curtain that we couldn't see.
So I know you say you're ready to move on with your life and put the anal waxing behind us, as it were. But Gavin had some ideas the other day that I think have a lot of merit. And do you want to pitch them on what you want to do next?
No.
Yeah. So I figured for wax round 2.
Why is there round 2?
Let him finish.
Tug of war.
You sadist.
Yeah,
You're
we put
a fucking psycho. Yeah. You're crazy.
We'll both put a wax strip on the old gooch and over the hole, tie them together, and just run away from each other.
Oh, God.
Well, you just have made a game that you're going to win based on the fact that when you were getting waxed, the strip ripped because there was so much hold from your hair. You're not losing a tug of war.
We'll see. I think the real winner here will be the audience.
Well, but the thing about no matter what happens, it's not like you win and then they put a magic potion on your ass hair. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting fucking waxed.
But just imagine, we're both in sweatpants with a little hole cut in.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just in a field or something doing it.
Why a field?
We want flat ground. How long's the rope?
Can you describe more of the scene for me, Gavin?
Some flowers in the corner.
Okay.
Nick is definitely there filming.
Gracie's looking at the strips, but not the junk.
Eric's producing the hell out of this. Elise is in the middle with a table. She applies the wax through the hole. We pull our pants back up, and then very quickly we run in opposite directions while the 20... What do you think?
100 feet of rope?
100? I think that's crazy. Let's say 50. 50 feet of rope.
100 feet.
You think 100 is too far?
Why do you have to be far apart?
Yeah.
Well, you want to build speed.
And you want to build tension.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because if it's 100 feet of rope, then I'm running 50 and you're running 50 when it hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say in my head, this was people on all fours sort of like clamoring away from each other like horses, and what you've described, I like a lot more. It's just more human, and I'm happier with that, I guess, in general.
Well, you're gonna love round 3 then, because after we figured this all out, we discussed. Emily had an idea for a way to escalate that.
Oh, do I know about this?
Yeah, we talked about it briefly. Same thing, but we're on jet skis.
Oh.
I'm trying to process like where the wax would be.
I just don't like the logistics of this whole thing. I think here's what would have to happen. You'd each have to have a waxer with you on the back of the jet ski. Like, you'd have to have like your own individual waxer, and they would put the wax on and apply the strip and then give the thumbs up, and then you would both go at the same time away from each other, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's immediately an easy to put together thing, but who knows where the podcast is headed and what resources we might have in the future. And plus, one time like 15 years ago, I saw Jake Paul jump out of a helicopter at the beach onto a giant trampoline in the ocean. Like, if that dickhead could pull that off, surely we can get a couple of jet skis and some anal wax.
I will say it took quite a long time for Eric just to be able to sort out a waxer in a room.
Yeah, but now I have resources.
Okay.
Now I have a Rolodex. Now I don't have to call companies, so they tell me, yeah, we're not going to fucking do that. I have someone at the ready who's like, give me a call again when you need me. No problem. I will say that we just got together to come up with new ideas and put everything on a board, and this wasn't anything we talked about at all.
Oh my God. You're right.
We left some stuff off.
Great. That
maybe
board
it's
is
because
so full.
we spent most of the time arguing about desks.
I asked other people about that desk thing. You know what? You should bring it up here because I want to know what the audience thinks. Because I asked other people and it was a lot of stunned silence. Gracie's like
Gracie's out. But most of this argument took place between Gracie and myself. But I was saying that if you put a standing desk, right, and you stack 10 of them on top of each other, and if every desk moves up at, say, 1 mile an hour, if you're stood on the top of the 10th desk and all desks raise at the same time, you'll be ascending at 10 miles an hour.
Absolutely.
And Gracie was having absolutely none of it.
I'm still having none of it.
Now, I will say, Gavin, I was against you, but then everyone was against you, so I'm with you.
But are you with me because it's right or because everyone's against me?
Which, does it matter to you that much?
I think it was very clear why he's with you now. I think he explained it, and then you asked, could you explain why?
Yeah, there was no ambiguity there with what he said.
It was very straightforward.
He said, I disagree with you, but so does everybody else, so I'm going to be contrarian. Anyway, Gavin, the thing about it is, and Gracie, Emily, a bunch of people disagree with you, but I think you're 100% right. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, because
me too.
Because if every desk is moving at 1 mile an hour, but the second desk is already moving at 1 mile an hour. So when you add 1 mile an hour to it, it becomes 2.
Yeah, when a desk is going 1 mile an hour and then of not its own volition, and then it chooses to go 1 mile an hour, it's gone 2 miles an hour.
I think we should build this device.
Yeah.
I think
now
what
when
we're
you
going to run
say
into
we,
problems is just
who is
the
the we?
I
What do
also
you mean?
want to know what you mean by this device. It sounds like it's
Ten
just
desks.
a bunch of tables.
Well, he needs a way to propel them, right? That's the device, I imagine, is the thing that will launch them.
No,
miles per hour.
they're standing desks. You hit a button and they raise.
What do you
Yeah,
mean
the
propel
button
them?
is the device.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Having to press the button all the buttons at the same time.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. I'll get some top engineers on it.
Gracie says desks 1 to 9 will not be able to raise.
If the motor's strong enough, they will.
Yeah, it just depends how strong it is.
Just have to see what the weight limit is.
Yeah, the weight will be is kind of irrelevant of the problem though.
Right.
It's just like theoretically it should be 10 miles an hour at the top.
I think my favorite thing about this is that regardless of if you're proven right or wrong, I don't think anyone cares. I don't think you'll be that satisfied about being right. I don't think Gracie would be that satisfied about being wrong. It's just total indifference, I think.
Tell that to both of us when we were screaming at each other the other day.
Yeah, Andrew,
no,
you
respect
weren't
it.
there like on set at the break show when it was really going down. It was pretty
Oh, it
heated.
continued past that?
Oh, yeah, for a while.
Oh, big
for
time.
at least another 30 minutes.
Oh, God.
And Emily was very much on Gracie's side.
Yeah, she's also very wrong.
Well, it's like two different things. You can be passionate about an argument in the moment, but the result doesn't necessarily move you in any direction. Like, I just don't see it being a big celebration either way for whoever's
Well, I mean,
right.
nothing really matters ever.
Well, that's what's that mean?
Well, I mean, what makes you care about the result of something?
Because like I'm invested in it and I care about the result. Like I feel like I'll gain something from it, I guess. I just
I'll
feel like I'm
gain
not going to
from
gain
being
anything
right.
from your. No, it's not like just being right as a blanketed thing is not something that excites me.
Gav, I think Andrew is vastly underestimating how excited either of us would be if we pulled this off in a way.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some strong
Yeah,
ones.
I guess. No, that's. It is. I think I'd be pretty pumped that the desk did go fast, like the act of it, but not. What I'm unmoved by is the act of being right or wrong about this. But if it did work, like whatever that spectacle is, would be very entertaining.
I will say, in my experience, the greatest feeling in the world Some people will tell you it's sex. Some people will tell you it's drugs. I certainly thought it was alcohol for a long time. I have learned later in life that the best feeling in the world is being proven right. So I think if it worked and we were proven right, I would be on cloud 9 for a month.
I don't know.
What a high that would be.
What a high. Speaking of highs, the Cock Awards happened. We should close that out. Geoff had one of the funniest bits that I've experienced with Geoff in a long time. He was killing me. Where I didn't.
I'm glad you thought it was funny because I was like, this is gonna take a couple hours and could be really annoying.
So funny. The Cock Awards happen, and I didn't know that I'd be even able to watch them, but I can. I don't know. Is that new? Can you watch the Cock Awards every year?
I don't know.
If you
I don't
work
remember.
for the company.
Yeah.
I never knew they were streamed. Like, I had no idea that was a thing I could do. So it was a nice
Yeah, it's
surprise.
not something I think we probably talk about super widely, to the public, as it's an internal awards
That's
thing.
fair. I feel
Right.
like I've never gotten an email to see it, but I did this year. So it was a nice surprise. And watching it, obviously expectations not high. Didn't feel like the Raymond Somaire votes were going to be that impactful. And it is like an hour-and-a-half ceremony. But every single time they would announce like the award that's going to be given out in a moment is, and then they'd show the name of it. And whenever that would happen, Geoff would text me a fingers crossed emoji and say, good luck. And then when it wasn't me, he would say, robbed. And there's like 15 awards. Geoff did this like 15 times in a row. And it was so funny every single time. It was great. It's an all-time bit by you.
I looked at the email. Not even a honorable mention.
Yeah, that was the best part. You
weren't even in the running for any of it.
No. Like 80% of the way through the ceremony, they did a thing where they're like, oh, these were really competitive categories. Let's show special shout outs as well as honorable mentions across every award. And I wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even a consideration to win. I would say I have negative cock after this. I don't know where the campaigning went wrong. Maybe it was making a spreadsheet that had jokes making fun of the company. I'm going to have to evaluate. I may be announcing that I'd never attended an all hands before. Ultimately wasn't the best approach. But we'll learn and we'll grow. There's always next year.
Did anyone hear from anyone who had to deal with all that shit you sent in?
No,
Did anyone in the company mention it?
I did not hear anything.
I was pulling for you every single time, Andrew.
You were. Your fingers crossed. Robbed every award.
Except for when Tony got an award and I said, Rob,
Oh, no,
not
yeah.
really.
Yeah. Jeff and I were both like, oh, no, that's absolutely. Yeah, not in the slightest.
No, Tony deserves it.
What did Tony win?
Creativity of spirit or something.
Spirit of creativity.
Spirit of festive
Creative spirit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have another thing I need to do last time because I don't know if you saw Geoff. Jack's been swinging at me a little bit. He was unhappy.
What does that mean?
Oh, Geoff, or I don't know why I said Geoff. Jack does the Inside Gaming thing, and he was listening to the podcast and heard that I guess I was wrong about him being 51 and insulting his fruit filming ability. So he wasn't happy about that. He provided some good reasons why. I circled back with Gavin. So I wrote an apology I'd like to quickly read on my behalf to Jack because it was unfair what I said.
It's very kind of you.
Yeah, well, it's the first thing I'm going to do is because when he does his previews, he looks at the images for context. So I wrote a fake apology first. So I'm going to post that in. So you'll see that one if you want to rap.
Should we read this out loud? Or
Yeah, if you want, you can.
I'm sorry, Jack. That's in bold, big letters.
Yep.
I came at you for something that wasn't your fault. I was told by Gavin that I had received the final cut, but it was actually a rough cut. As someone who doesn't know a lot about filming or editing, this led to criticism that wasn't fair. You are a wonderful person with so much talent, and I am sincerely sorry for questioning your major league status. You have never looked more youthful, and I hope you can forgive me despite my minor league actions.
That's my apology that he'll see. I wrote something else that I like to read very quickly. Also titled Jack Apology. I sit here with you all today, bottomless but full-hearted, in my need to issue an apology to none other than Jack Shannon Patillo, also commonly known as Minor League Jack, Major League Jack, and Valentine Hotel owner. In a recent episode, I was under the false belief that you were 51 years old, but that was incorrect. You're an undeniably youthful 42. I hope you know that my incorrect assumption had nothing to do with your wrinkled face, but was simply a miscalculation due to your wisdom beyond your years. As someone who shares your prune-like appearance due to my addiction of tubbing, I am jealous that I lack your wisdom and can only hope to be as thoughtful as you in the future. As far as my claims of being bad at filming fruit, I've since learned that couldn't be further from the truth. You said you would like to see me do better, and I admit I could not. The camera on my phone was designed in 1905, and I do not have the knowledge or vast experience that you do when it comes to capturing moving images. Unlike you, I cannot say that I'm 42 and have been on set for several top productions, ranging from Twilight Vamps to music videos such as the Dusk Boys UFO. My declaration that you were bad at fruit director was not said from a position of me feeling citrus superiority, but came from a trusting of Gavin. I was told by Gavin that I was sent the final edit, but what I was actually sent was a rough cut. I hope you can forgive my misguided criticism. You will always be my top choice to film fruit. That is my Jack apology. Just had to get that out of the way before we continue. Not 52 or 51, 42. Much different. A youthful 42.
Oh, God. That's one of the better apologies. Oh, yeah.
Sharing a wrinkled appearance is like, what a fucking dig.
Well, no, it's listen, man. I get all pruny in the tub.
Yeah, but you can unprune when you get out.
He can't.
Well, Jack isn't pruny. I'm jokes. It's just jokes.
Yeah.
Jack could iron his skin.
Jack's great.
Oh, man.
I love Jack.
Clearly.
So I just wanted to make sure I covered that.
I was telling Jack that I appreciate that he didn't try and zoom, because if he missed the fruit, there's nothing I could do about it. But if he doesn't zoom at all, I can just zoom in post.
Yeah, well, I assumed the cut that I got, because when I asked Gavin for this, the way that the fruit thing was described to me and why we have multiple versions was that the actual audioed version would never release, and it was completely fucked. That's how it was my understanding. So I asked for an edited version, or I just asked for the video. And Gavin asked me, do you want the final cut or do you just want a rough cut? And I thought, well, I might as well take a final cut if that's an option.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't actually exist though. Like I had to do it.
Yeah, but you told me, and then like 4 or 5 days went by, and then you're like, finish the thing. Here, take it. And then I talked to you about this, and you replied, yeah, well, I did it in my edit. I was like, what are you talking about, your edit?
Well,
you sent me the final cut.
You needed it. I didn't give it to you the next day. You were like, I need that video when you're done. So I cut something together for you because
this was not.
I gave you something. We were about to do a recording, so I figured you needed it for that. So I pulled together what I could in the time, and then I made improvements after the fact.
There was no rush for you to send that to me. Let me look at our chats. You're acting like I'm fucking every day going, where's the fruit video?
I mean, that was the vibe I got.
I can't believe you're letting Jack off the hook because you were scared he wouldn't be able to frame properly. He's got a degree in film. He's worked in the industry for like fucking 18 years. What you just described, we could have replaced him with a Ring door camera. If you don't want him to move or follow the action at all in any way.
He followed the action. He just didn't pinch to zoom as he was tracking it through the air.
We got to
be
get
fair.
some Ring door cameras.
For the next week on coming up next week on Face, for the next week, should we just put ding dong?
Oh, no, all kidding aside, it sounds like you guys have a pretty heated situation you got to work out here.
I don't know where this is coming from.
November 27th. Andrew Panton. If you get a chance today, could you send me the edited fruit video?
Aggressive.
So that immediately by saying today there was a deadline.
Well, no, there was no. there's not a deadline, just I'm saying if you had it, because I think, let's go to the text. This expands multiple places. Search conversation. Fruit. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. And no, we're not talking about some weird internet guru, strange made-up plan. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume, and how they look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-winning flavored air device that does just that. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural, and instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. The thing that I was immediately struck with Fume is just how good the product feels. It's weighted nicely. It's so much fun to play with. It's just something you can fidget with. It's great. And also just how cool it looks. It's a really beautiful piece of wood and the shapes are just awesome. It's something that you can feel cool using. You got to try the new Solano Fume. It's made with a premium walnut barrel and an onyx-coated mouthpiece that has a slightly softer finish. Right now is the best time to start the good habit with Fume. All orders between January 1st to the 14th have buy one, get one cores, so you can stock up for that New Year's resolution. Plus, as a listener of the show, you get an extra 10% off when you use our code. Head to tryfume.com/face and use my code FACE for an additional 10% off plus buy one, get one cores until January 14th to help make starting the good habit that much easier. It's the new year. Everybody has resolutions. There are things they want to do. It's a busy time. Everything's refreshing. So let me tell you about a company that is here to help you with yours, Factor. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons, you'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. Forget frantic lunch preps and rush dinners. Factor's 2-minute meals are your secret weapon in the new year. Fuel up fast with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered right to your door. Factor has everything I need for a week of flavorful, nutritious eats, in addition to ready-to-eat meals. They have cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me energized during frantic times. So head to factormeals.com/face50 and use code FACE50 to get 50% off. That's code FACE50 at factormeals.com/face50 to get 50% off.
Now, Gavin, what you read, was that the beginning of the conversation? Were there any pleasantries or niceties? Okay. So you just you pick up your phone and you haven't previously been talking to Andrew. So the first thing you see from him is, hey, get this to me today. Not hello, not hey, Gav, how's it going? I hope your day's going well. Had a lot of fun playing Halo with you last night. Anyway, I was wondering if you have a chance today and that thing is already done, maybe bung it my way. Just hey, give it to me today. Maybe.
Yeah, that was all I got that day. And also, it completely boned me because I exported the video just unchecked audio. And then a couple of days later, I had to upload a slow-mo. Export it out, uploaded it. I was in an Uber on the way to, I think, something at Rooster Teeth. And I previewed the video on my phone. Had no freaking audio because the thing was still unchecked. Had to go all the way back, re-export it.
Okay. First of all, there's a whole side story at that. That's entirely your fault that you didn't adjust your settings.
That is my fault, but it was your fault that, I mean, that's not an option. That's not a button I usually check because who the Christ edits an entire video and then doesn't export the audio with it.
I don't think you can blame your lack of attention to detail on Andrew in this.
You know what? I'll take the blame for that, but it was a direct result of Andrew's request.
Well, a side story to that, and then we're going to go back to the history of this whole fruit thing. Gavin just texted me with no context, "You fucked me," that morning. And I may have done something unrelated to that. And so I read that and I went, that thing that I did played out. And then
Andrew has to look at his fucking list of things he's currently doing to Gavin to try to figure out which one of the 9 it is.
Well, no, that's the thing. I then reached out to someone else about it, and the thing that I did actually didn't happen. So I no longer knew what I had done to Gavin. So I had to circle back and say, wait, what? How did I fuck you? What happened? And then he explained that to me. And I thought, well, that's your fault. That's really not mine. I didn't fuck you. That was your, as you said, Geoff, lack of paying attention to detail. Now, for context, and I'm going back in our text, I found when I asked it, I said, Tuesday, November 21st, could you send me the fruit throw video, both all audio pulled? Obviously not tonight, but if that's possible, whenever is convenient for you. Gavin then replied, like audio removed? And I said, yes, I was going to try something with it. And then Gavin said the raw video or edited. And at that point, this was maybe I assumed incorrectly. When you give me the option of one or the other, I assume the edited is done. I thought you had already edited it.
But I was asking you because I can give you the raw video now. If you want to edit it, it's going to take a while.
That is where the communication broke down, because I assumed if it was either or, it was already decided, like you'd already edited. That was the issue. So that's what I'm saying. If you get a chance today, I think that you've already edited as of 6 days ago, and you just have forgotten because you're busy. So that was me trying to like politely be like, hey, I know you got a lot going on typically. If you have a moment today, I'd like to be able to do this TPG thing. Like, I didn't tell you that, but that was just sort of the idea of like, hey, if you have a chance, could you send me this thing I thought you had already done? So that was just a miscommunication. I think ultimately there are no villains on that side, but the fucking your slow-mo thing was all your fault.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Of course.
Have you both seen the video now?
I haven't seen the final cut. I haven't seen Gavin's final cut. I don't know if Gavin has seen mine.
Is it any good?
The Gavin final cut?
No, like the fruit throwing video. Is it even a good video?
I had fun watching it.
Okay. I'm just curious. I haven't seen it.
TPG and I had a good time.
Yeah, I think
Nick
it's fine.
also. Would you agree, Nick? That was a fun video? Fun. Yeah, it was good. It was a good video you guys did.
Nick's voice got pretty high there when he answered it.
Trying to get it to Kaylee.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Hey, Nick.
Are you going to waste it?
Say a few words.
Huh? What? I'm talking. Hello. What's going on? How are you?
Ooh.
We got to do a mass check. We can't be sleeping at the wheel here.
That's why I noticed his voice sounding so high, because I figure in the mask would muffle the high pitch.
I don't think he's wearing it.
Let me tell you, he's been high talking all day today.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a lot of untrustworthiness coming from Nick, just in general. A lot of questions.
man?
See, listen to that. Yeah,
What?
a lot of questions and
I am going
just
high.
a lot happening.
That's up
today.
there.
Did you guys see? Did you guys see the video I sent you on text last night?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah,
How fucking crazy was that?
How did Emily see that?
So I was watching the Memphis Grizzlies basketball game last night and playing the New Orleans Pelicans, and they just while I think Ja Morant was shooting a free throw, they cut to the referee, and behind him was a lady breastfeeding a baby, and she just had her whole tit out, and Emily goes, "That's a whole boob," and I went, "No," and we had to stop and rewind, and sure enough, she just had it was porn on TNT. It was crazy.
And it didn't even have a baby on it.
No, the baby didn't seem hungry. Hold on, I'll send it to y'all.
The best part is whenever you guys send videos in that group text, because of my Android, my shitty phone, I see things that it's like Minecraft level quality of video. So I have to watch the video like 7 times to try to understand what I'm supposed to be looking at.
Don't worry, that's how we see it too.
Yeah.
That makes me happier.
If you give it a couple of minutes, the quality upscales for us.
Oh, is that true?
On yes, yeah. I only recently figured that out.
I had no idea that it did that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
Put it
when you sent
upscaled.
that video, I went, I can't watch this. I got to give it a second. Then I gave it a minute, and I came back to it, and I saw it all in HD.
That changes everything.
Yeah.
Going full screen.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the ref, it was the coach. Sorry.
Jesus Christ.
That's quite the zoom.
That was nationally broadcast.
And for me, what makes it funny is Emily's commentary.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's the one that noticed it.
Yeah, that's a tit.
I
The-
think
the-
she might have been the only person in the world who saw that when it happened. It was so brief and so like, how would you know? Nobody's looking at the crowd, in an NBA game.
No,
Just insane.
that is a ridiculous thing to see.
Not unappreciated. Just
Well,
surprised.
yeah. I wonder how she feels about it.
Emily? Oh, she had a blast.
No,
She was
the
excited.
tit lady.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know her.
I feel like
I
you
don't-
have to be
she's-
okay with it if you're doing it in a public form.
I
like that.
just don't think she probably appreciates being called the tit lady.
Well, I don't know her name. I don't want to assume.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, cool. Then good on you, man.
Yeah. I mean, if Tit
Eric.
Lady wants to write in and provide a different name,
Tit lady.
I don't know who else to well, what is her name?
Woman in the video?
Tit Lady.
There's a lot of women in that video.
Okay, Baby
Oh,
Lady.
man.
Is that better?
Gracie just said unreal.
Eric, has enough time passed that I could rip on you a little bit now?
I mean, at this point, it doesn't fucking,
Yeah.
I'm mostly numb. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm getting hammered everywhere. It doesn't matter.
I just need to address a note I have.
I don't care. Go for it.
Eric is a clumsy guy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not true, but it's something I've been thinking about since we got breakfast. So it's been about a week of me going, "Am I?" And I haven't really dropped anything since then.
It's
very weird.
like going all the way back to when Eric was in Mega 64. He's always, kind of a cool dude. I always felt like it was weird for you to get hired at Rooster Teeth. Like you were, I feel like cooler than a lot of people who work at Rooster Teeth. And then you
It's an
started.
indictment on them.
You started shooting shampoo into your eye, almost choking in the shower. You choked on water in the Admiral's Club. And then at breakfast, you somehow slung what was it? Like a bit of bread or something,
So
toast?
again, these are 3 incidents in about the 5 years I've been working here.
All of these incidents were in the last 2 months.
Very weird. Very, very weird. I went to it's not like anything even happened. I ripped a piece of bread off of another piece of bread to put some jelly on it for some toast, and it just flew out of my hand, but in a way where there was no saving it. It just flew, and I just kind of sat there. It just went
flew at
somewhere
your face,
else.
though.
Yeah, it just flew away, and it was like, okay.
And that's probably
won't eat
3
that.
out of the 4 times I've hung out with you where
Yeah,
you just
very
look
weird.
like a blithering fool.
It was very, very weird. I'm not typically a clumsy. I can't think of the last time I did something like that. I'm not very clumsy, and you've got me dead to rights on that, because that was I wanted that piece of bread so bad. Again, been thinking about it for about a week, so it really stood out to me.
I wonder if this will continue. I feel like you should just keep tabs on it. Even if I'm not around, I kind of want to hear
Okay.
if you're being clumsy at home.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a text if I fuck up. Dropped a spoon. Yeah, man. No problem.
I had something happen to me similarly today at the grocery store. I was picking up some stuff for some groceries as you do, and I needed to get Splenda for Emily. And I picked up. I was walking. I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to get back and do some stuff. And so I just grabbed the Splenda off the shelf while I was walking, like in one fluid, very smooth motion. I looked very cool doing it, but my hand just let go of the Splenda, and it fell in front of me right as I was walking forward. So I kicked the shit out of it. Not on purpose. Not like sometimes when you drop something and then you kick it to try to save it or like catch it on your foot,
Yeah.
It just fell into the path, and I kicked it so fucking hard. It went all the way down the aisle at HEB. It hit the ground, and it just slid past the end cap into the back end of the store. And I just heard somebody behind me go, "Whoa." And I turned around, and there was just some like mom with a grocery cart watching it, and she just went, huh. And I was like, huh. And I had to run all the way down the aisle to get it. Yeah. Dented the fuck out of it.
I did that with a toy piece of mail when I was a kid. I dropped it and I kicked it trying to catch it, and it shot under the dishwasher, and I never saw it again. And I had just like an empty plastic mailbox without a piece of mail to push into it.
Does anybody in your family still live in that house?
No, sadly not.
Do you think we could go there and ask them if we could, like, just knock on the door of whoever lives there now and see if they haven't done renovations, see if we can.
I mean, if they still have that beige hot point dishwasher, I'd be worried for them.
Never know. They might have replaced it a couple years ago, but found the mail and thought, we'll hold on to this in case that little boy comes back.
An important letter. You never know.
You think it'd be weird to move into the house you grew up in?
A lot of people do it.
They just buy their old house?
Or it just like it's handed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, I think it's an inherited thing. I've thought about it a lot. Like my grandparents' house or like my parents' house or whatever, if that's something that like, you know, is handed down or inherited or whatever. I don't know how fully comfortable I would be in that kind of home. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Would you be
Because of the
able
history?
to? Yeah, like where you go, and when I was 4, I remember this happening in this room. And so now we're going to demolish this part of this room to build in a walk-in closet. Like, there's just too much sort of like baggage that comes with it to me.
That's an
It's very
interesting
strange.
I think I'm on your side about that.
Yeah, it's
It
just
does
I don't
complicate
know, like, to
renovation.
change so much. Yeah,
Like,
it does,
do you-
exactly.
Do you feel like it would, like, the baggage would be that it would be too emotionally difficult to make changes because it would be ruining your memories?
I don't know that it would be like I don't know that it's like necessarily an emotionally difficult thing,
No.
but I think it would be just it wouldn't feel like my house. It would feel like I'm doing something like to my parents' house. And that's
It's
just very
also-
weird to me.
It's a very weird symbolic destruction of nostalgia of your life and having to evaluate if the literal destruction of a space that holds memories that were important to you is ultimately worth this walk-in closet.
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, would it be difficult to make those decisions because you've got a lifetime of memories built up in that space?
I think
you know?
so,
I think
because you're also overwriting the memories. Like,
Yes.
like my memory of the house where I threw the mail under the dishwasher, it's still exactly how I left it in my head. But if it changed, it became different, I would feel like I would overwrite those memories.
You know,
Sure.
I think I'd be fine about it because I suffered something one time that was so frustrating. It kind of broke me for nostalgia in that way. I realize I'm steeped in nostalgia 99% of the time. But at the house where, you know, Millie was born, where I lived back in the day when she was a kid, I used to mark her height on the door jamb, you know, like I think most parents do for kids. And so I had her entire life mapped on that door jamb. And then we got those renovations done. You know, when we moved into the other house for a little while, and then we moved back in after having all the renovations done. And there was some sort of a miscommunication, and they fucking painted over the door jamb, and it was all gone. And I lost all of her childhood markings. And I tried to like sand the paint away a little bit, but it was just gone. It was just fucking totally gone.
Oh.
And it had like from the first time she stood until she was, how old was Millie back then? Probably like 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably like 7 or 8 years of her height. And I was it just like, it fucking killed me. And after that, I just didn't give a shit anymore. I was like, well, I'll just start from here. But it just like, it felt ruined. I don't know.
Sure.
It kind of ruined nostalgia in that way for me a little bit.
That's such a bummer that it wasn't like accessible under the paint.
Yeah, or that it wasn't super obvious. Don't paint over this, you know? Millie, 18 months. Millie, age 2. Millie, age 4. You know, exclamation points.
Yeah. And it was really nice when you started doing my height next to hers.
I know. It would have been so great to continue it.
And then your eventual shrinkage, and you could see at what point you are now Millie 12 height as an adult. Yeah, eventually he would come back down to when she was like a Benjamin Button scenario almost, but
Yeah.
just because Gavin's old. And
Well, she's not
shrinking.
that much shorter than him now.
Oh yeah, and the wedding with the heels, it was close.
My childhood home is in this weird spot where it's the home I identify as my childhood home is next to a mall, and the mall wants to expand onto the block that the childhood home is on. So over like the past 10 years, anytime anyone has died or like a house has gone for sale, the mall has bought that house with the intent of demolishing all of the homes on that street to create something new. But there are people there that have tried to like hold out, including a family friend and a neighbor of my childhood home in my head. And so they're the only ones left. Every other house on that block is owned by the mall, and they're the only ones preventing the demolition of that street. So it's this weird thing of knowing like at some point that childhood home will be destroyed and turned into additional parking, but it's just been holding out.
Have all the other houses been demolished already, or are they just like renting them out
they are
until...
stuck. Like they cannot begin construction.
If the mall gets impatient, could that house end up between like a Foot Locker and a...
So Wetzel's Pretzels in your kitchen?
Yeah. This Lids is where I learned how to play soccer.
Two things. One is like, are people living in those other houses, or are they alone in a ghost neighborhood?
So they're renting the city, or whoever owns them rents out those other properties.
Okay. And then two, we should get a plaque made and then stealth put it in the mall someday. That's like here, like the birthplace of Andrew Panton. Get like
the
a
Vancouver
bronze
child
plaque
kicker,
made.
maybe like a
and
haunted
then just like
wing.
hammer it into the ground or glue it into the ground somewhere. Make it look real official.
Putting a plaque up at a mall, I bet, like, how long do you think it would take for them to notice?
I don't think they ever would. I think that they would, if you made it look official, they would just assume it was always there or that somebody official did it.
Could we put a plaque up at an Austin mall?
That says Andrew was born there?
No, just something different, but I just feel like it could stay for ages.
The fuck is Andrew?
Speaking...
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should make 2024 the year of plaques, where we try to put plaques in the world.
Let's get hold of a legit plaque company.
Okay.
And then I guess we just need some 3M or something.
We're gonna have to get something made for Deputy Indiana when we eventually make our way down there. You know?
Oh, is that what we've demoted the billboard to? A plaque?
No. He wants to buy. Remember, he wants to buy an acre or some shit, so that way it's like the center of the universe or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then put like an obelisk.
That's what that is.
But
Yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna have the obelisk money, so a plaque.
An
for it.
obelisk.
Speaking of, I got some packages yesterday, and I opened it up, and I was very excited to have received a Geoff dirt pen, which was not at all expected because of the dirt situation. And I was like, oh, wow, that's great. I can't believe it came on through. That's awesome. And then I thought it was so funny. I saw on our merch Slack today that Natalie, who's part of the merch team, was like, I see it arrived. We're going to send you another one. And if that works, then we're going to open it up to Canada. Because I guess it's technically not supposed to be allowed. But I am
seeing how much dirt they can slip over the border.
Yeah, I am. Without knowing, I was just like, oh, that's so nice. They thought of me and they sent me a dirt pen. But no, I'm a guinea pig for illegal activity. As long as the second pen arrives. Canada, you're open to buying a dirt pen. The whole new market is being added.
It all
very funny.
Disclose the dirt?
I don't remember what was disclosed on the thing. On the inside, it was very clearly a dirt pen, the way they listed the product. But I think on the front, it may have just been like merchandise is what it said.
So the future of Canadians being able to buy those pins
is reliant
hinges on your
you
second pin arriving.
And also, I don't know if this is unrelated. I don't know what it would be. I don't think we have any new shirts coming up, but it was like, we'll send you a pen and a shirt with this. And it was like, I felt like it was a bribe almost of like, you're going to get a little extra too. Something.
Here's a little something for your hard work.
Did my Christmas gift arrive to you, Geoff? I sent you a Christmas gift.
Not yet.
Damn,
not that I'm aware of.
It's supposed to deliver today.
Can I just say, well, it's still early. Can I just say, apologies in advance. I usually try to get you guys gifts every year. I was so distracted by and overburdened by the wedding and all of that I kind of dropped the ball on Christmas this year. So apologies,
Oh, it's
but
fine.
I do love you all dearly.
Love
I
you
just didn't
all
buy shit
dearly.
from
I
you.
just for the gift I got you literally was just a thing where I saw something and I was like, oh, that reminds me of Geoff. So I hope you enjoy it. Gracie, not okay with it. You're gonna have to.
I'm sorry, Gracie. You know what, Gracie? I'm gonna give you your very own Don Zimmer card. I just got to dig one up. That's gonna
Thank you.
be your Christmas gift.
Thank you.
There you
I'm gonna get you a desk.
No, I don't.
We can all get desks for Gracie.
go. Hey, speaking of getting something, when does this episode come out, Nick?
This comes out, I want to say the second week of the new year.
Oh,
It is. It's the week of the. It should be the 10th.
10th, yeah.
I think.
that means I've got my new dog already.
Oh, your new dog.
Yeah, we get new dog comes in week after Christmas, getting a puppy.
Yeah. And what's the dog's name?
I'll tell you what it's not. Dog's name is not Artie. We've changed it.
It's such a good name, though.
And you
Yeah,
changed it
well,
to what?
Andrew
Yeah, I thought
ruined
that
it.
name was great. Oh, you changed it.
It was
to
a
what?
great name.
That was
Yeah.
that was sorry to circle back and cut you off for a minute, Geoff. That was the only moment I got back at Geoff when he was trolling me with the cock award stream. Is Artie the mascot walked out and I just texted him, "Look, it's your dog." That was it. That was the one.
So what's the dog's name?
So Emily and I had discussed it. We talked about it at length. We came up with a new name because she was insistent we can't name it Artie now, and I agree with her.
Oh.
But we also determined that we're not going to tell any of you what the dog's name is. You're just never going to know.
Why not?
We can't let you ruin the next one. So you're never going to know the dog's name ever. For
You'll
real.
we're
slip
gonna-
up
I mean-
within the first year.
Yeah,
We'll
Oh,
see.
100%. We're gonna know the dog's name,
we'll
right?
get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. Probably. Who knows? We'll see how good
Probably.
Emily is at sticking to her guns here. But I'm buttoned up, dude. There's no way you'll get it out of me.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
Luckily for me, I keep forgetting what the name is, and
Okay.
Emily has to keep reminding me. So I'm really not that concerned about it.
Secret dog.
Secret dog.
Ooh, good name. Interesting.
I think I'm gonna figure out the name of that dog, Geoff. I'm gonna.
Oh, I think
I'm
we're
gonna get to the
absolutely
bottom
gonna
of
figure out the name of the dog.
it. How long do you think it'll take for us to figure out the name?
Oh, so you guys want to put some bets? Okay, let's.
Over,
all right, it's
I
still
mean, like over under June. I think is probably like the
February.
cutoff. I think. Yeah, like definitely. I think we'll get it in the first 6 months. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I
so,
agree.
well, you can't all just agree first 6 months. That's not fun for betting. Everybody
5 months.
pick a. All right, so Gavin thinks in
I'm
May.
saying February.
Andrew says February. Eric,
I'll say
pick a
June.
month. June.
I'll say June. Yeah.
I bet we'll have it before Nick wears the mask.
Oh.
Wow.
Nick and Gracie, care to weigh in?
End of March.
Into March.
I say February.
February. Gracie, Gracie. Okay. I will say that if anybody gets the name of the dog, I have a feeling it'll be Gracie, and I don't know why. I just I think I haven't learned to distrust her as much as y'all yet. So my guard might be down around
Distrust?
her.
How does trust come into it?
You don't trust us?
No.
Oh.
Do you trust me?
She'll read the tag
that's a
in
good
the
point.
break show.
Yeah, I mean, do you trust me? And if so, why?
Good question.
Good point.
Thank you.
That's a great point.
What a fun little podcast today has been.
It has. Do you think we're good? Do you think that this is enough for an episode at this point?
Wow, you're gonna lay some
Why, you got
bonus
something
shit on
else?
us?
Why, you gotta go?
I well, here's the thing. I have something else, but it might need to be completely edited out of this podcast. So I want to make sure that we have enough for the episode.
Okay. Okay.
And if
so
it
let's
doesn't
do
have to.
let's do the outro and then we'll do your bit. And if it stays in, then people know that things are happening. But if it's edited, if you only hear the outro, you know that it did not come together yet.
I think that's a great point. But real quick before we do that, I want to circle back around to one thing. Gavin, I meant to ask you this in the moment, but we got distracted. Are you going to continue to get your asshole waxed? Because I kind of think, I mean, irrespective of jet skis and stuff, just on your, because I kind of feel like I'm an asshole waxer guy now.
Wow.
I don't know that I want to go back.
I think I would do it again
Yeah, I think I might talk to
Really?
Elise and
because
see if I
the wiping is so good.
Yeah, it's really
That's
improved.
so interesting.
It's really improved. my shitting experience.
I just feel so clean all the time.
You feel clean, and then if you wear your shit shades, you'll feel clean and cool at the same time. Awesome.
What a combo.
But
right,
you're
Andrew?
okay with walking around with like cheeks spread for a little while?
Well, as long as I don't do it in public, I think.
You will, though. You'll get used to doing
Yeah.
it. It'll become second
didn't-
nature, and then one day
Well,
you
we
won't
went
pay
to work
attention.
the other day. I didn't do it there.
Not yet.
That's a good point. Not that I mean, my perspective was narrow. I didn't see it.
Okay. Anyway, that was kind of what I figured, is that you're probably open to doing it again, because I think it's changed my life a little bit.
Do you want to, in this episode, do you want to talk about what made Eric made that expression at breakfast, or are we going to wait for that to happen?
Oh,
Look, here's the thing.
Oh.
I think we wait. I don't know.
How about this? Put the picture up.
Oh, perfect.
That way I can make it the thumbnail for the episode, and then for the next week, the audience can speculate on how Gavin and I, I guess Gavin and I,
it's definitely
made
both of you,
Eric.
yeah.
Gavin and I made Eric make that face.
Okay, so for those watching the video version, Geoff came up with an idea that made Eric do this.
Well, Gavin was a part of it too.
And I
It's
was
not
a
just
part of it.
I love it.
It's such a great photo.
That's such an honest reaction, and you
Yeah.
can see some bread that I
Yeah.
pulled apart, and like the other piece is like on the ground somewhere. So
For those
That
just
is,
listening, it's Eric physically gesturing, but why? Like, it's just the perfect physical embodiment of that.
Yeah, he's not a happy man in the moment, and he wasn't happy after that. And for the next 15 minutes, when we really hammered him with this idea.
Do you think the
I
bread
mean,
was already on the floor at that
definitely-
point?
absolutely, yeah. Bread was on the floor at this point.
Yeah.
And I was just the idea just kept going, and I kept going. Why? And it just
What's great
kept
though
going.
is that Nick is a part of this plan, and I feel like Nick was more enthusiastic about it.
Absolutely.
Oh
He
yeah,
was so much
Nick.
more.
Nick loved the idea, but it's Nick. So did you hear how he didn't sound high pitched there? I said that. Something to think about. You know.
Well, Nick has the coolest part of the whole deal, so I can see why he'd be so jazzed about it.
Ridiculous. Okay, let's do the outro, and then we'll do Andrew's thing and see what happens.
Okay. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. That was the outro.
That was what a fucking weird pause, dude. It was like you forgot you had to do it.
No, I just gave it a little space.
I think he's just eager.
I wanted to have a little bit of head there in case you needed some room to massage it in, or I don't know. Maybe do it again? I'm just
No,
trying to
you
help
got
Nick
it.
out.
Well, maybe some calls to
I don't
action.
know how that would help him at all.
Hey, thanks for listening to another episode of the Face Podcast. Boy, do I have an idea for you. How about I call you to action? Why don't you go tell all of your friends, strangers, parents, teachers, co-workers, enemies, all about this Face Podcast. Tell them you gotta listen to an episode. You gotta check it out. It's gonna blow your fucking dick off your body, and then it's gonna put it back on for you. That's how good it is. We'll see you next week.
That was great. Perfect outro.
Didn't say the URL.
No, I mean the call to action really didn't help us.
That's
at all.
true.
Thank you.
That's actually
Yeah, I told people to
fine.
tell people to check out the podcast.
Yeah, I stand by.
Check it out at
Facepod.com.
and sign up to support the show directly at facepod.com/first. Sign up
Spend
for
money
first. Come
on
check us out.
Face.
I mean,
We
that's
also do
really,
Let's Plays again.
That's how you support us the most, and that's where
We
we'll
do
get
Let's Plays
Play on
again.
Mondays. Let's
Watch
Play on
our
Monday.
Let's Plays. It's Let's Plays by Face. And we also have other stuff.
Jesus Christ. Does It Do is coming out at the end of, I think
Oh,
the
we
week
need to
of
talk
the,
about
the
that.
21st. Yeah. I think that the week of, the 22nd.
Thanks,
So,
Eric. Got it.
January 22nd,
We did
yeah.
a whole other season of Does It Do. Check it out on Face. Spend some money.
Shady Rays paid for it, so you guys get to watch it for free. That's just, something.
You guys get to watch it for free, but buy some Shady Rays.
Do I need to record ads this week? Am I good? I think I might
It
be
sounds like he got it.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.